Welcome to Canning with Purpose, and today we are going to be working on dill pickle relish. So stay tuned. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. There's our bin all chopped up and processed. This batch of dill pickle relish calls for 6.5 cups of cucumbers, calls for 1 bell pepper and 1 medium onion. So of course I always overdo myself, so I am dividing them into buckets and my stainless steel pot. So I'm going to go ahead and measure this out. I'm not removing the liquid whatsoever. Sometimes it's just easier using your hands. Okay, so there's 6.5 cups. I'm gonna dump that right in there. Wipe that out. I've already done 1 batch of it. See, they call for white onions, but I'm using red because that's all I have on hand. As you see, they're quite good size, so I'm only going to use a half of one in each batch. So I got a total of 4 batches going on right now, so it's gonna be a busy day. Cut my onion in half. And since I'm using the magic wand, as I call it, this thing here, I'm only gonna quarter these because it is gonna puree them or chop them up, depending on how long I let it run. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this started. And try not to hit this table. Ooh, like I just did. So there's that half. Get that on there. Lock that in. Now onions do not like me. In fact, most people start crying with onions. 6.5 cups of cucumbers, which we've already done. A yellow onion, which I did purple. Green pepper. 1/4 cup salt. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Combine vegetables, salt, turmeric, cover and place in the refrigerator for 4 hours. I do not have celery seed, but you can substitute with celery salt, and that is what I'm going to do because I don't want to go to the store. So, like I said, you need mustard seed, dill seed, black peppercorns, turmeric, and in replace for celery seed, I'm using celery salt. Vinegar, bay leaves, and I'm going to use dill heads that we froze. You are going to need cornstarch or clear gel too, along with sugar. Now I'm going to grab my measuring cups and my measuring spoons because we are going to need those, obviously. You're going to need 3 cups of vinegar. Does not specify white or apple cider, so I'm going with white. I could have used a smaller pan, but my smaller pans are all preoccupied. Okay, now we're going to need 3/4 cup sugar, so we're going to turn this on low. I'm glad I bought sugar today. Or I would definitely be going back to the store. we're going to thumb through. Look for our 3/4. There we are. That wasn't too awful bad. There's our 3/4 sugar. And back to the pan. Alright, garlic finely chopped. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, which I should have looked over the recipe again 3 times. There we go. Now I'm going to put that directly into the vinegar. There we go. Drain that off a little bit. I know this gotta get annoying, but that's the way I do it. Okay, 1 tablespoon of mustard seed. Which I'm gonna see if I can't find the little pocket thingies I had. Added turmeric to each one of these containers. Now I'm gonna grab my canning salt. Add 1/4 cup and break this chunk of salt up. I still haven't done it. Ooh. Well, let's just fish it out of there. And try to find my measuring cups. Everything's in the dishwasher, right? From last time. What the hell's 1/4? I passed it. I was about ready to lose my shit on some kids. They have a tendency of going and taking my measuring spoons apart and when they take my measuring spoons apart, they never put them back together. And then that's how I lose them. I spent enough money on these measuring spoons. I don't want to lose them. I love them. Alright, so we got all that done. We're gonna let that sit for a little while. I'm gonna get a spoon and stir it up, although. I'll grab a spoon. No. I only shut my dishwasher all the way. I'm going to stir that. Now this, the added salt helps extract the rest of the liquid from the cucumbers. That is why they call for salt in quite a few recipes. Go through, stir these. Alright, I am not able to find the little blue bags I've been using because they have a drawstring on them, which makes it really convenient. So I'm going with a coffee filter because I don't want whole peppercorns in this, and I don't want to have to fish to get them out. So hopefully I find those and I don't have to do it this way. Alright, so 1 tablespoon of mustard seed. I'm hoping I can find them. Dill seed is 2 teaspoons. That's a half. There we are. 1, maybe 2. You know what? Screw it. We're just going to add it in. I'll fish out the peppercorns because I don't want those in there. Celery seed. So remember that I was substituting celery salt for celery seed. So I need 2 teaspoons of that. 1 and 2. 1 whole black peppercorns. That won't be too awful bad to get out of there, I don't think. So there's our 1. Nope. There's no point putting that lid back on there, right? And then we need a half a turmeric. Yes, turmeric again. Ah, here we are. Which I'm probably going to take from this jar and put my turmeric in something else. And then 2 bay leaves. Since they're huge, I'm only adding 1. You're going to let this simmer for 5 minutes. So you got to bring it to a boil, simmer for 5 minutes, drain and rinse your vegetables, and then add it to your brine. So now that we got that going, I'm going to go ahead and stir this. And hopefully I'll be emptying out one of my smaller pans. That's for sure. Ooh, boy does that smell good. Tingles your nose a little bit. Alright, so put you in the sink. And I'm going to show you how I'm saving my dill for very last. It's going right in the canning jar. That is not called for in that recipe, but that is what I'm going to do. Because after all, it's my kitchen. So we're going to drain that. We're going to rinse it because of all the salt that was in it. Hopefully without putting it all over the damn place. I find if you do this, it helps the water to come out of your strainer a little bit better. So now that we got that drained and rinsed, I will rinse my hands and let it drain the rest of the way. You can use a spoon. It'll drain the same. So let's go back to our pot. See how our pot is doing. Oh, we're not doing bad. Be very careful when you add your pickle relish in. There we go. If I can speak, we'll be doing great. Okay, I'm taking that bay leaf out of there after this is simmered for 5 minutes. I'm gonna double check this recipe just to make sure we got everything. Okay. So, I'm going to let it sit for 4 hours. Vinegar, sugar, garlic, mustard seed, dill, celery seed, whole black peppercorns, turmeric, and 2 bay leaves, which I used 1. And I used celery salt because I don't have celery seed. Boil brine, simmer 5 minutes, and drain and rinse vegetables, which we've already drained it and rinsed them. And then we're going to add it to our brine and let it cook for 9 minutes. So we're good. After searching around and starting my second pickle relish brine, I found the bags that I was looking for. That's alright though, because I have 3 more of these, 3 more batches to do of this. This has been boiling for about 5 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and slowly add it to the brine, because I don't want to burn myself. And this pot is deep enough, it's going to splash back up. So try to avoid that. I'll tell you what, it already tastes good. I ended up with a piece of cucumber on my finger, and I'm not eating it. Since this is boiling over here, I'm going to get a little container, pull a little bit of that brine out of this one, add 2 tablespoons of gel, or clear gel. That's backwards on it. I have those. I wasn't able to pull all the peppercorns out of this, but so far it looks good. Tastes good too. So let me get that container. I'm going to pull some of that liquid out now. Not very much. That's about all the liquid you're going to want. I'm going to show you why right now. Ouch. Yes, it was one. There we are. Now you can see what the hell I'm doing, right? So we need 2 tablespoons of this powder. There's one. There's our second one. Tap that off a little bit. Grab my small whisk. And what you're doing when you're doing this is you're breaking up them chunks. See those chunks right there in the corner back here? That's what you're trying to break up. So that way it does not clump in your pickle relish. And if it does not come out of them corners, like it's not coming out on me, you can always get a spoon and pull it out. You can use a regular bowl too, if you prefer. That's how I'm doing that. I'm gonna dump this right in here. That's gonna thicken it up a little bit, but not holy cow thick. We'll go ahead. We're gonna stir that into there. Now, since that stuff activates with heat, we'll be good to go. I should fish some more of the peppercorns out. I don't know about you, but I've bitten into a peppercorn before, and it don't feel good on them teeth. So I'm trying to get them all out. Now that I found my bags, that'll be very helpful. Okay, as you see, I have a regular bowl now. All I'm gonna do, stir this together. Make sure those clumps are out of there. You don't want those. dump that in there. See how the clumps are out? Not really, right? I'll show you again. No worries. I left the bay leaf in there this time. I'll let this simmer. This one looks good. Can't wait to try it. I think I'm going to try some before it's even done. Look how thick this is becoming. That's nice. Real nice. So I'm taking a gallon jug, filling it with hot water, and dumping it in my canner. It's the easiest way. This canner holds 12 jars comfortably. So I want to make sure I don't have to lift that when it's full of water. At least once. When I get ready to dump it out, obviously I'm going to have to lift it to dump the whole thing out. Or when the water's completely cool, you can use the same gallon jug and do a gallon at a time until you can lift it without straining yourself. See, that's the thing. People think canning's, oh, that's easy, that's easy. No, it's not. It's a lot of hard work. Time consuming. All that. And, you know. But it does pay off nice in the long run. So I'm going to set my bags aside. I'll set them right there so I don't lose them. This has been going long enough, so we're going to turn off our burner, gather our canning jars, turn on our canning kettle. Boy, don't that look good. Since I'm standing here, I'm going to turn that on now. Alright, let's see how this tastes. Tastes really good. A little on the vinegary side though. And after it sits for a while, it'll taste more like dill. I'm gonna go ahead, get my jar sanitized, get those ready to go, because we're about ready to start putting all of this in the canning kettle. Alright, so we got our lids on the back burner over here. Letting those warm up so we can sanitize those. Our jars are already ready to go. They're sanitized. I don't want to take you through the boring process of doing that. I do have to find my funnel. Shut that water off. That's our backup water for our canner, just in case we do need it. Lower our basket into the canner. So go through, wipe down your jars. You either use hot water on your rag or vinegar, whatever you prefer. I prefer vinegar, but no, I made a mess. Damn it all. Try not to touch the jar because the jar's hot, and that's what I do. Alright, so let's try that again. We'll try wiping that jar down again. Apparently, I'm not that skilled today and have to touch the jars. There we are. There's that. Not to clean that mess or eat it, one of the two. I'm okay with eating that mess. My counter was cleaned before I even started. Alright, so back to our lids. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's two on that one too. I'm gonna have to sanitize more jars. I'd rather have to sanitize more jars than not have enough for winter time. So, hand tight or finger tight. I've always done a hand tight. This is what they consider finger tight. I consider that hand tight. So here's finger tight. Ouch. And my hand tight. Ow! That was freaking hot. I know, duh. I want to get those little, what are they called? They're a little pot holder that just goes over the fingertips. That would be perfect for canning. Okay, so I'm going to start lowering these into the canner. Our water is steaming. So that's always a good thing. Checking for air bubbles. Hey, there's the ice cream man. I hear him. That was good. Good on that one too. Looks like it was only that one that had an air pocket in it. Better to double check and make sure you have no air bubbles in them, because you don't want that nasty aftermath. Alright, so I'm going to finish putting this in the jars and into the canner. Alright, you want to observe your jars very carefully. Okay? Don't know if you can tell, but you get around to this side and you can really tell. I have 2 rings on one jar out of a brand new case of ball canning jars. So since this jar has an issue, I am not using any of this. So this, I can't get it apart. I wish I could show you better. That is freaking hilarious. I got a kick out of it. I had to share that with you. How many times does that actually happen from the company? Very seldom. Because usually they're like on their game. I do have to add that Paul is the only company that I trust when it comes to my canning lids. I've used others, I can't name which companies, and I've had all my jars not sealed from other companies. So Ball is the only one that I use and you will ever see me using, and that would be why. You're going to want to water bath can these for 10 minutes. Once you get that hard steady boil is when you want to start your time. Thanks for watching Canning with Purpose. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.